The school's principal, Rick Adams, teachers aide Ruel Barbie, and basketball coach Gabrielle Little were all booked into the Tarrant County Jail. Police say the principal helped cover up allegations against the other two.
There is zero excuse for this kind of conduct to be in a school. When the rumor mill hit, we take those allegations seriously.
Teacher's aide Ruel Barbie is charged with an improper relationship between educator and student. Assistant girls basketball coach Gabrielle Little, in a separate incident, is charged with grooming. Then, connected to both cases, Principal Rick Adams is charged with tampering with evidence. He's also charged with tampering with a witness and failing to report abuse.
We had probable cause in 3 separate, very clear incidences where he participated in or directed the destruction of evidence.
Was that directly to the accused?
I don't want to answer that right now.
Chief Matthew Antkowiak will not reveal specific details of the allegations in an effort to shield victims, but delivers a broad scope of what led to arrest warrants.
It's a combination of statements from our victims, statements from students, statements from other educators, physical evidence that we've attained, and statements from our suspects.
3 additional staff members who have not been charged have been placed on administrative leave. Here's what the chief says about their possible roles.
So it's one of 2 things, either incompetence or participation.
There is no safe space.
A group of parents spoke with Fox 4 to support what they say is the school's transparency.
They're in a rough position.
The frustration for us is, had other institutions, primary education institutions, taken appropriate action, we wouldn't be talking today.
The chief says there are likely additional victims connected to Barbie and former Principal Adams.
We've collected tons of phones at this point.
The chief says the additional victims are not from Newman, although he would not detail why they'd be connected to Newman's principal.
But we do have credible information of additional victims, and we're working with them.
Barbie is a local youth pastor, according to the chief, who says 3 churches are being examined.
I highly anticipate there will be other people charged, but they will not be employees of Newman.
And this is who we trust to protect our kids. Can't even send them to school these days without derelicts trying to prey on them. These kind of people should never be let out of prison again a day in their lives. And let me say this to you jokers who be getting on my page commenting about me doing this on these child predators. The only reason that you're commenting is because you're a child predator yourself, and you're using people like these people to cover your own sickness. But you will be found out and discovered as well. Like this slickster who thought she can mess with 2 little boys and thought that no one would find out because she's a former teacher of the year. But those plans were found out, and she sit here moaning, crying, and whining in court. Let's get into her horrible story.
No one was expecting this morning, but it happened. The former teacher admitting and confessing that she had a relationship with 2 of her students, an 11-year-old boy and a 12-year-old.
Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Through tears, Jacqueline Ma making a stunning admission.
Guilty.
The dramatic turn of events happened Wednesday morning inside a Chula Vista courtroom.
Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
The former National City Teacher of the Year admitting to lewd and sexual acts with 2 minors under the age of 14. Acts she admits were done using duress for her own pleasure.
Is that true?
Yes.
She leveraged the position of trust, not just as a teacher, but as a very well-regarded teacher. And she ended up leveraging that in a way to get trust from parents and be in a position with these children.
Before now, the former Lincoln Acres elementary teacher would have been sentenced to 180 years to life in prison. Now she faces 30 years to life with a possibility of parole.
With this resolution, we're sparing the victims from having to come in and testify in front of a jury.
Ma also pleading guilty to having inappropriate sexual photos of one of the boys on her cell phone.
This was very significant to us, not just because she won an award, but because of who she was in the community.
Deputy DA Drew Hart says this case should send a strong message to the public.
When you leverage good faith with parents and the community, and you do this to their children, there will be significant penalties to pay.
Ma's husband was also in the courtroom today. She is scheduled to be sentenced.
And she's only crying because she got caught. Man, they should get this chick 1,000,000 years, man. Because if it was a guy messing with 2 little girls, he would have got 1,000,000 years. So what make her exempt? Yeah. She needs every day of that 30 years. Just like anybody else. And this next story here is rather sickening as well, where they gave this assistant principal multiple chances to get at his victims, and he ensured that he did. But was it all worth his freedom and his career? Well, let's find out.
A Memphis Shelby County Schools assistant principal accused of rape. Dr. Marcus Matthews was arrested at White Station Middle School on Monday.
Then Dr. Matthews is now off the job and on leave.
Local residents could not believe their ear that the assistant principal of White Station Middle School was recently arrested for aggravated rape.
I just am lost for words with it because that's so surprising.
Seth Russell attended the middle school.
When I was there, it felt like, everything was fine and all the staff were, really helpful. And I feel bad for all the students.
Many people your news leader spoke with still believe that's the case. A mother who did not feel comfortable speaking on camera tells us her sons could not stop crying after hearing the news because they adored him. According to Memphis Shelby County Schools, Shelby County Sheriff's deputies visit the middle school on Mason Road Monday to meet with the 7th grade assistant principal, Dr. Marcus Matthews. Shortly after, Matthews was escorted from the building and later charged with aggravated rape for an incident on May 25th of 2024.
They just need to really focus on what their staff is doing.
So I hope and pray that he gets help, And so I have compassion for that and for the victims. My gosh.
Dr. Matthews is currently being held on a $100,000 bond.
The school district says he's been placed on investigative leave until more information becomes available.
Assistant middle school principal indicted on a rape charge. Records show 44-year-old Marcus Matthews is an assistant principal of the 7th grade at White Station Middle School.
We first told you about the arrest last night and tonight.
Tonight he might be here in jail, but as it turns out, we've spoken to him in the past. In jail with a mugshot, Marcus Matthews, a man tasked with educating children, is now charged with rape. A grand jury indicted him last week, but the rape allegation comes from May 25th, 2024. No other details about the charge have been provided. Matthews serves as an assistant principal at White Station Middle School. At least one mother we spoke with at the school said her child was devastated by the news, saying Matthews is a beloved figure on campus. While Memphis Shelby County Schools never named Matthews, they acknowledged a staff member from the school had been arrested, saying they've been placed on investigative leave until more information becomes available. Matthews has been in trouble before, in a much different case, this time with the Tennessee State Board of Education. In 2020, a formal reprimand filed by the state called him a middle school teacher at White Station Middle School. The district reported him for inappropriate communication. The document said Mr. Matthews showed his class a video clip of his appearance on the Maury Povich show discussing his book, I'm Not the Father, after students inquired about his television appearance. During the video, Mr. Matthews references circumstances surrounding his experience with false paternity. The district suspended Matthews for 2 days. The false paternity case is also what brought Matthews on WREG, where his story was featured in 2011.
It was confusion. It was the thoughts about my future, my career, and all of those other just emotions all balled up.
He wrote a book about the incident and was part of a discussion with state leaders at the time about paternity tests before fathers' names are listed on a birth certificate. Stephanie Gregg, the district attorney's office did make it clear for us that the allegation associated with that charge does involve an adult. Matthew's bond is set at $100,000.
Yeah, boy, you done slid down the butcher knife and landed in the alcohol river. My thing is this. Why go work around these children, man, and you know you got these demons in you? You know you can't control those demons in you. And you end up doing shit to kids, and then you want people to have sympathy for you. But I just don't have no sympathy in me for jokers like this, man. And you can look at some of these people that's supposedly appointed to educate our kids. We can see that these people are predators. And for some reason, y'all let them around y'all kids and siblings anyway. I.e. the Jarvis Bus story. They knew that man was a predator a long time ago. And the auntie of Naziah Harris still got with this man. And it cost Naziah Harris her life. I'm just saying, those parents should have been in a hurry to draw their kids from that school knowing that that man was there. And he was predatory like that. Thank you for watching Prime Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell